supposed to be there. This young man now, he's sitting out here and he wasted his substance. Everything that he was and everything that he was about, every person that he was raised to be, he has now violated his own conscience, and he has nothing left. And this is what the devil wants to do to you. He wants to use you until you ain't got nothing left. Look at this man, had a whole lot of money, but he had a whole lot of friends. And I was reading a proverb that says you cannot discover friends in prosperity, but an enemy cannot hide in your poverty. Look at, I ain't saying nothing here. While you got money, you can always find somebody that's willing to go and have a drink with you. While you got money, you'll always have somebody that's willing to take you to the club. But when you run out of money, you're going to start seeing how futile sin is. You're going to start realizing that you are only around a bunch of suckers. Look at y'all going to get quiet, who was only there for what they could get out of you. Touch somebody and tell them, neighbor, everybody ain't your friend. Look at somebody else and tell them everybody's not your friend, because the Bible says that when he ran out of money, he ran out of friends. And I don't know why we still ain't learned this lesson. Let me tell you something, church boy. If you grew up in church and you go out there and it seems like you're the life of the party, it's because you're too green to realize when somebody is using you. Look at you, ain't saying nothing. I heard the wise men say that I looked out of my window and I saw a young man coming down the street. He didn't really understand those worldly women, and so the woman painted her face and she started batting her eyelashes, and because he didn't have good sense, he fell for that trick of the enemy. And that's what the devil's trying to do to you. He knows you don't know the rules of the game. He knows you don't know the tricks of the trade. So every woman that run her fingers through your hair or rub your bald head, there you go. Every time somebody give you a compliment, there you go. You want to be accepted so bad that you can't even see when folk are using you. But shake somebody's hand and tell them, neighbor, you were raised better than that. I wish I could get somebody to shake that neighbor's hand real good and tell them you were raised better than that. And the Bible says that after his money ran out, then there go his friends. Everybody's left him by himself. And look at this boy whose father had great wealth, whose father had a house and a place for him to stay. Now the Bible says that when his money ran out, there came a famine in the land. Can I tell you, that's what the devil wants to do? He wants to add insult to your injury. He wants to get you out of place, and then he wants to turn the heat up. And look at what else the Bible says. The Bible says that this young man now, he couldn't find money, and so what he did, he joined himself to a citizen of that country. Look at somebody and tell them, neighbor, don't get too involved. That's what I come to tell somebody. You might not be saved, but don't you get too involved. You might not go to church anymore, but don't get too involved out there, because the moment you start connecting and start hooking up with folk, then that's something that's going to tie you down and have you doing stuff that you never thought you would do. If you ain't saved, it don't make sense to still go out there, amen, and just do everything. If you ain't got the Holy Ghost, at least have some dignity. Look at y'all, ain't saying nothing. Can I preach for a minute here? Touch somebody and tell them, neighbor, if you're not going to live right, at least have some dignity. If you're going to go out there, don't just sleep around. Could I preach for a minute? If you're going to go out there anyway, then don't go out there and live like a bigger fool. Don't get connected to the citizens of the far country, because the Bible says that this man gave him a job, but his job was something that he said he would never do. Look at y'all getting quiet. And how many folk went out there and ended up doing something that you said you'd never do. Oh, I never smoke crack. But look at you now. Oh, I'll never do this. But look at you now. That's the deceitfulness of sin. You think you can control it, but look at somebody and tell them, neighbor, you got to realize that things have gotten bad. Stop sitting out there still laughing like you're still having fun, and come on and admit that things have just gotten bad. When you find yourself picking cigarettes up off the ground and still smoking them, look, it hasn't got bad now. When you find yourself using dirty needles, it got bad now. When you find yourself sleeping with managers just to get promotions, it got bad now. You got to realize who you are and what you've been called to do. This young man now, he finds himself in the hog pen feeding swine. Look at y'all, ain't saying nothing. A Jew in the hog pen feeding swine. Now you know Jews don't have nothing to do with pigs, but that's how low sin will take you. Sin to have you doing stuff that you never imagined you would do. And look at what the Bible says. The Bible says that he almost filled his belly with the husk that the swine ate. I remember I had an uncle in Turl. His name was Uncle Wilfer. Uncle Wilfer raised hogs, and sometime we'd go down there and we'd stay a few days with Uncle Wilfer, and he'd send us out there in the evening time after we done ate and cleaned the table and done put all the excess food in this thing. He said, go out there and take this out there to the hogs, and we'd go out there and put it in the trough. And when we did, look at y'all, oh God, we see all kind of stuff. Old watermelon rinds, pork and beans and corn mixed up. Look at y'all getting quiet here. We would see all kind of stuff. Old meat and stuff. Hey man, that smells so bad it'll turn your stomach. And this is where this boy was. But when the devil got him in a compromised place, all of a sudden this stuff, those old watermelon rinds, and that old pork and beans, and that old corn mixed with birthday cake, and all of this stuff that's sitting there, all of a sudden it started looking good to him. And the Bible says that he almost put it up to his mouth. Touch somebody and tell them, neighbor, I told you some of the stuff I did, but tell them I ain't never told you about the stuff I almost did. Look at y'all getting quiet. Some of us said, oh child, I didn't do that. Shut up. Come on, let's have an honest session. There's some stuff we almost did that if God hadn't touched us at the right moment, we were about to mess it up. If God hadn't came to us and told us he loved us, we would have almost did a whole lot of stuff. Look at y'all gonna get quiet like you ain't never been there. I need somebody that's willing to shake that neighbor's hand and tell them, neighbor, I almost. Look at y'all, ain't gonna say nothing. Look at somebody else and tell them I almost went out there. I almost backslid. I almost tried drugs. I almost married the wrong person. I almost let it go. But shake somebody's hand and shake it real good and say like the prodigal son, tell them, but I changed my mind. I come to tell somebody, in spite of what you almost did, you can change your mind. He almost ate the hog's cuisine, but he changed. I ain't got no help on this side. Let me come over here. Can I find somebody that'll slap 3 people a high five and tell them, neighbor, tell the devil I changed my mind. I almost gave in to it, but I changed my mind. I almost got caught up, but I came to myself